crazy how sometimes you can go through some real bad trauma, y'all. Like whether that's childhood, whether that's friendships, relationships, and it can truly have you dealing with some things just based off you being like conditioned to things not working or conditioned to people not staying. Or
pretty, but coming from that pretty mouth, the truth is fitting. Cause you ain't never talking loud and you know plenty. You know what I'm talking about, cause you just get me. Yeah, you so pretty. If everything is dipped in gold.
Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. My name is A Dream. If you're here, there's a high chance that you've already seen my viral story time video on TikTok about dating my therapist. Now, if you have not seen those videos, I highly recommend you check out my previous uploads here on YouTube to catch up and get some context. Before hopping in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, y'all, like and comment, let's reflect, because we're about to dive right on in. There are some comments that were made that I definitely want to address before we get into my reflection. One of the things that was said was that my story is fabricated. There's nothing fake about my story. Every single thing that I mentioned in my story has been told a billion times in court, several people in different places that I won't mention. So if you ever hear this story again on a different platform or in a different light, it's going to be the same. Moving on from that, exaggerated. Nothing was added on to make the story more interesting or trendy or whatever the hell y'all want to say. Like, nothing was exaggerated. Everything that was said actually happened. I've also heard the most common comment was the fact that I did not take any accountability for my actions as I told my story. This video is going to be about my reflection about the red flags that I missed, the part that I played. So let's get to it. First thing first, the way that I'm gonna do this video is I'm going to reflect on the major key events that happened in the story. So again, if you have yet to watch the videos, this is gonna be a spoiler. So the first key event that happened is when my therapist confessed her love for me after a month of us in therapy. So a lot of people had a lot of things to say about the initial moment because my best friend expressed that she was not really feeling the whole confession presented to me to tell me exactly how she felt about me. So at the time, I did not see a red flag in that. First of all, I was very moved, okay? And let me tell you exactly why. Remember, y'all, like I was in a very vulnerable time. My business was on the verge of closing. I also had a failed relationship just a few months before I met her. And I had some friendships that really wasn't friendships. I'm losing my mind. And I don't really know exactly which way to turn. I just know that before I jump off a cliff, I am going to start therapy in hopes to connect with someone that can really help me see the light. My best friend is like, this is not gonna end well, Dream. I'm not really feeling this. Like, what we doing? And here I am, in La La Land. My girl ain't falling in love with me, you tripping. Learning so much about me. She's learning about the things that move me, the things that pushes me, the things that excites me. And she's using these same things to reel me in. She positioned herself as my hero, as my safe harbor. And that's something that I wanted people to understand. She also stated that she was going to be ending the client therapy relationship, okay? So in that moment, I felt like I was losing everything all over again. Like I had been talking to her for like over a month. I've been doing all the homework, y'all. I'm journaling. I'm going outside touching the grass. I'm hugging trees. Listen, I'm doing everything possible to get myself back connected to my identity, y'all, because my self-identity was attached to my achievements. My business was my biggest achievement. I'm out here making over 10K per month profit, and I'm just watching the numbers dwindling down after years of being an entrepreneur. What the fuck is going on? The big C literally was taking out people and businesses, and I'm being affected. And so I'm like, okay, I'm trying to get a grip on life, because life is not lifing right now. At that particular time, when she mentioned that, okay, yeah, like, you're gonna have to go to another therapist, yada yada yada, like, I just kind of froze a little bit, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, I've been putting in so much effort and time. It seems like everything I put so much love and attention to, it just flopped. You know what? Fine. It is what it is. So she started to kind of like, yeah, you know what? Well, let's go ahead and finish out the last few sessions or whatever, so we can really close out, because I'm really invested in your journey and I really want to see you through. Boom. After a month, we started to connect. After we ended the therapy sessions. Now, at this point, y'all, I never did go back and explore therapy at this time. I didn't go and connect with another therapist. I stayed connected to her because she made me feel seen, heard, valued. She made me see hope again, because I truly was on the edge of literally throwing myself off of a bridge, because I had completely lost all confidence in myself. And so she knew that, and she wanted to fix that. So the next major key event that happened was her ending her 9-year relationship and having her move in just 2 weeks. Everybody's like, now sis, come on now, Dream. Come on. At some point, it had to wake up. It did. Wait, okay. Now, I do remember that I did tell her that I felt like it was a little excessive to be trying to throw her ex out after just 2 weeks. Like, hold on, pump your brakes. Let's talk about this. I'm already in therapy, you know what I mean? But now I'm being your therapist, trying to tell you, like, okay, maybe we shouldn't, This time, y'all, there were no discussions about me moving in to replace her ex. That never been a topic of discussion. Was it part of her plan? Possibly. But it wasn't a part of mine. I just knew that I told her, hey, I get that y'all breaking up and she's still there, but I'm not going to be playing with y'all. I'm not going to be dating you and seeing you and she's there. Like, that's weird. So however long it takes, hey, you do your thing, whatever, but I'm not going to be trying to play this game. Like, I'm not going to date you, see you, meet you, boot up, dates, none of that while you're in a relationship. Like, I'm just not going to do that. I literally just got out of a relationship months ago, and I'm not going to do that to myself. So maybe get somebody else to do it. Before I knew it, y'all, she told me initially that 6 months, that 6 months turned to 3 months, 3 months turned to 2 weeks. She was out of there. Now, like I said again, at this time, was it a red flag that she had ended her relationship in just 2 weeks? Well, based off of the information she gave me at that time, the ex had been cheating for a long period of time in their relationship, and this was just like the straw that broke the camel's back. So apparently, she just got fed up, and this had nothing to do with me, is what she stated. Again, a red flag, kind of, sort of, I'm just looking at it like, hey, this is their situation. It has nothing to do with Dream. All right, so let's move on to the next major key event, and let's talk about it. The next situation is when she convinced me to leave my apartment, break my lease, close my shop, pay that off, and move to Montgomery to her 8-bedroom, 5-bathroom home. And then kicked me and my daughter out after just 2 months. Now, that situation was crazy as hell. And I know it touched a lot of people, because it definitely touched me. That probably was the most hurtful moment in this entire ordeal. Now, she has said a lot of different things about me, y'all, that has touched me, that has hurt me, but I don't think I felt the pain of when she put us out. And although I did say I forgave her at the time, when it happened, I still had that pain that would just kind of, appear every now and then, because I had never experienced being thrown out of anything, okay? I've never been thrown out of a club, a classroom, anything, you know? So it just that feeling of like, damn, like I'm not wanted, I'm being abandoned, like I gotta go and figure out my life. Like I didn't even have to do that. At that time, yeah, like it was a red flag for sure. That was a major red flag. I literally left and didn't look back. Like we didn't talk for months. Like I was just like, yeah, fuck you. I'm not fucking with you. Like, yeah, you ain't shit you can say to me. Like, I can't believe that you had me waste all this time. Like, I literally could have moved to my mom's house, kept my shop, kept working on it, you know, maybe get a higher mentor or something. But you made me feel as though you could be everything that I needed at that time, which was not only my therapist, but also my freaking financial advisor, my business coach, my mentor, my girlfriend. She was all of these things wrapped into one, because she knew exactly what I lacked. And instead of giving me that information to help aid me, she wanted to be everything to make it harder to cut her off when it was time. That was the craziest part of this whole thing. Now, the next major event was when she relocated to Birmingham to try to get us to come back together. Now that definitely was a red flag, especially after we spent so much fucking time looking for an Airbnb. Ma'am, not I told you that that's what my dreams and aspirations were, and you wanted to paint the picture that that's what you were on as well. Just turn around and do the whole thing on your own by yourself? Really? So that there stuck out to me. Now, I'm telling y'all, although those red flags were there, I was in a state of desperation. I said it. I was in a state of desperation. I had already lost so much. And the one person whom I felt was so connected to me, who understood me, who listened, who truly was in my corner, I could not stand the idea of losing her. She made me feel as though she was everything that I had needed in that moment. And if I didn't have her, I'll be right back to the streets, literally. I literally forgot what it was like to stand on my own 2 feet. I had completely forgot that I was that same woman that quit her job and was a full-time entrepreneur for 4 years. And I did all of that with no handouts, no grants, no funding. It was all my money that was invested to even get it going. It was all me. It was a dream of mine to roll it out and do something that I felt was needed out here. And I completely forgot about my strength, my power, you know, my tenacity, my resilience. You know, I forgot who I was because I was so caught up in my failures and my hardship. I forgot. And I leaned on her because I thought that she had everything that I needed. That's how I missed that red flag. She made it seem as though she was on my side. She made me seem like she was in my corner, like she was my business partner. So I'm like, I got a business partner and a therapist and a girlfriend? Okay. Adding up, y'all. The value that was presented was just adding up. And at this point, if I lose one, I lose all. That's how my brain at the time interpreted, because remember, I am emotionally vulnerable and very much broken. Hence why I was seeking therapy in the first place. The last major key event was when I was abandoned here in Birmingham in this home just 2 weeks before I started my new job. And yeah, she left and packed everything that she owned in a few weeks came back antagonizing me and completely disrupting my emotional stability, my health, my well-being, just to prove a point. When she realized that, damn, this girl ain't folding, she's continuing to go. Like, nah, she ain't chasing after me like she usually do. She's not falling for anything. She's finally standing on her own 2 feet. She's realizing the whole game that I've been playing this whole time, and she's awakening to who she really is. Nah, I gotta disrupt it. I gotta pull her back. I gotta put her back in survival mode. Yeah. The whole time I was in survival mode because I was too afraid of starting over. I had completely lost my self-esteem. It's like I completely forgot how to crawl, how to walk, how to talk. I lost my voice because every single thing that I did was because she told me to. She told me that this was the best thing to do. She told me I should move like this. Dream, don't say this, say it like this. You know? And she would present it that she was more right and I was wrong. When she saw how I was like a sponge, you can tell me something, you can teach me something, and I was soak it up real quick and execute. And she was like, damn, this motherfucker is smart. She knew that from jump though. She knew how capable I was. And she was afraid of that because she knew that the moment that light switch turned on, I was no longer gonna need her. And she knew that. And that's what she was most afraid of. Me finding out who I was very vividly. There was a time in a relationship where we had words, or we got into it about something. And I looked at her like, who are you? What? She was just like, see, I think this whole time you've been thinking that I'm your therapist. I'm not that woman. Cause see, me being a therapist, that's my job. That's not who I am. And y'all, like, it hit me like a ton of bricks. This whole time, this person whom I grown attachment to is not who she really is. She knew that it made me uncomfortable. She found ways to insert that character in the narrative as many times as she possibly could, just so she can keep me under wraps, because she realized, like, damn, she really fucked with me. And I knew this would be true because she would still have sessions with me in the relationship. It's a lot, but I only wanted to tell you guys the most relevant pieces because I wanted you to understand that a lot of these situations that I have went through is actually more common than you think. A lot of you all actually have dealt with it in relationships, friendships, careers, childhood, with your parents. We all have stayed in situations a lot longer than we actually needed to. And a lot of times we wasn't truly aware of it because we have been conditioned to stay and work it out. We've been conditioned to see the best in people. We've been conditioned to not giving up so quickly and giving it all you got. And a lot of times that's a really great behavior to have, but for the right reasons and for the right things, not for people. And I didn't know that until this situation. This situation taught me how to truly use my discernment, something that I have already had. I already had discernment. I didn't really know how to fully tap into it to save myself because I truly felt I was incapable of doing that. Truly. I mean, just to be honest, I had completely lost my self-esteem. My confidence was fucking gone. I didn't have any of that. So I was learning how to do that all over again, just like a baby learning how to walk. And I knew that I had to be the best person for my daughter. This situation taught me a lot. It took a lot for me to actually see some things, but that's how life works. You don't really know something until you have to grow through something. You know what I mean? So my situation was just a testament as to what people truly go through. And although my situation may come across as unique because it's not very heard of someone dating their therapist, I can honestly say that I have learned so much from this experience I know how to do better. I know I can do better, okay? So boundaries have been set and lots of self-care, because that's what you're gonna need after all this shit. So let's talk a little bit about some things. Disillusionment is something that occurred throughout the connection, and that was me realizing that the person whom I thought I was talking to wasn't really the person I was talking to. You may have remembered in the story time where I talked about how I sometimes felt like I was dealing with maybe 2 to 3 people. And it was absolutely true. I actually gave all 3 of them a name throughout the relationship as a joke. But as in the end, I realized that I was actually very spot on. So it shattered my heart when I realized that she wasn't the person who had been giving me therapy. That person was an amazing therapist, y'all. I will not cap to you. That was an amazing therapist that I connected with. Super understanding, very great listener, someone that can take what you say and restate it in a way that makes so much sense. Like the person that truly cares. I feel like I was her only fucking client. She was great at it. So it really did something to me when I realized that I wasn't dating my therapist. I never was. And that's the point that a lot of people didn't really catch in the series. And I think that's what's the most important thing about this all, is the fact that I never dated my therapist. I dated someone else, and I wanted her to live up to what she showed me, and she never did. And she found ways to incorporate that character in the narrative just to keep me going. And I fell for it. I know. And it's just so crazy how sometimes you can go through some real bad trauma, y'all, in your life, whether that's childhood, whether that's friendships, relationships, and it can truly have you dealing with some things just based off you being like conditioned to things not working, or conditioned to people not staying, or conditioned to things not lasting. You know, a lot of situations would truly put you in a situation where you just lose hope and you just start dealing with things that you know ain't right for you, but it's like you feel like captured. You can't get away. It's like you almost kind of attach your sense of worth to the thing that's really hurting you. And I never understood how a lot of women could still be with abusers and people that talk crazy to them and hurt them. And I never understood it until I was in it. It's something that is so hard to explain. You have to be there to get it, you know, and I don't condone it. I don't support it. I don't encourage it. If you are in any type of abusive relationship, whether that's physically, emotionally, whatever, please free yourself. I'm telling you, it gets better. If you don't have friends, hell, I don't have any, really, to be honest. I have a good 1 or 2, but truly, it doesn't matter. You got to find that voice within, because that's where your friend is, your support, your higher self, God, the universe, the spirit, your angels, your ancestors. Listen to me. Find that, because it ain't the people on the outside. I had to learn that the hard way, for real. Overall, I just feared losing support. I had no support from the closest friends of mine that I really thought they would be there. To be honest with y'all, I haven't had nobody outside of Jasmine as a friend to even check on me to see how I've been doing since I even posted my series. Nobody has reached out to say, oh my God, girl, like I heard about what happened. Like, I'm so sorry. Do you need anything? Want to talk about anything? How you been holding up? How everything been going? Not a soul. Besides one person that I mentioned in the story, not one person has reached out. And even the ones that I haven't even mentioned in the damn story hasn't even reached out to see how the fuck I've been doing. Nobody. Point of the matter is, those are the examples of the types of situations that I have gone through that have made me not trust people. So when I did find someone that showed that type of support, showed they wanted to listen, showed that they cared, I clinged onto that because that's something that I was looking for. It was a void that she filled. She filled the void. That's what it was. Relationship that I had prior to her. Same person, different body. Promised this and promised that and tried to be who they thought I needed to be. You know what I mean? And then the only difference is that with this particular person, this was my therapist. So of course I was supposed to tell her things about me personally. I mean, that's what you do. It was just crazy, y'all. Like, I still am blown away by how much I dealt with. The resilience. The fact that I got back up. Like, I'm supposed to be laid out, defeated. Like the way she was on that porch that day. Overall, there are a lot of different things that I've been doing to help myself in regards to my mental health. I have started back therapy for a lot of people that have been asking. Yes, I am back in therapy. It is definitely not with someone that I am attracted to or anything like that, okay? I am talking to someone who truly is invested in my journey and they are seeing to me getting the help that I need. So I am super grateful for that. I have tapped back into the things that I truly love, which is designing. I am a graphic designer, and so I take a lot of pride, okay, and joy in creating, because that's what I am. That's who I am. I am a creator. I have tapped back into, my plants. I'm a plant mom, y'all. As you can see, I have my plants behind me. I have indoor plants and I have plants outside. So, getting outside, walking in the grass, watering my plants and truly just enjoying myself. Spending a lot of time with my family members and friends that make time for me, okay? That make time for me. I'm going to reiterate that because I make time for who makes time for me, okay? I've truly been placing myself in a lot of great places. I've been cooking, cleaning, journaling, spending time with my daughter, outside doing my plants. Sometimes I'll catch an Uber and, go out and enjoy a nice meal, get a different type of scenery. I've been doing a lot of self-care things, y'all, to really take back control of my mental health, my journey, because my happiness is everything. So I truly, truly hope that this clarifies a lot. I hope that you guys were able to follow through. And I really appreciate each and every person that has taken the time to even take a peek into my crazy, wild story and all the positive comments that was given. Thank you. All the negative comments that were given, thank you. Because you are the example of why I do what I do. And it's not for attention. It is actually to create awareness, to show other people that, hey, it's okay. We all fall short. We all get into situations and we make wrong decisions based off of what we know to do best. And sometimes we don't always know what's best. Hence, as to why we may see a therapist. I will say, what I experienced is definitely not necessarily common. It happens, but it's not common. So I am a big advocate for mental health. So if you are experiencing any type of issues within your life, please seek help. There are people that will talk to you, that will listen to you, and will give you guidance. So I would never be against therapy. So I just wanted to point that out. Now, before we wrap this video up, make sure, if you haven't already, put "Let's Reflect" in the comments, or you can put in Dream Haven, put some butterflies. Let me know that you've seen this video all the way towards the end. Now, if you love a good story time, make sure that you subscribe, y'all, because my next video, I'm dropping a juicy story time that I know that you would truly enjoy. With all that being said, y'all, I hope that you guys have an amazing day. I want to thank you for spending some time with me, y'all. If you, like I said before, make sure you like, you comment, you share with someone that may need to hear this message. And yeah, y'all, like it's been everything, y'all. So thank y'all for letting me reflect. Thank y'all for letting me be honest and open and transparent. This story was not an easy story to tell. It is not fabricated. It is my real life. It is something that I have healed from. I'm still healing from it. A lot of people ask me, so what happened with court? You know what I'm saying? Like, did y'all go to court? So we did go to court, and justice have been served. That is the most that I would say about that situation before we close out and move along. I am happy that I can finally speak my truth and move on and feel protected and feel heard. And I was heard, I was protected, and now I can truly move on, me and my daughter. So again, you guys, thank you so much. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Only been a few hours, but it felt like days. Only been days, but it felt like months. Been gone for a year, only know like once. Life moves fast when you're doing what you want.